I've had losses before where maybe I really lost, and I did good. And people go eat themselves up and go crazy. Oh, I didn't fight good. I lost. Like, you only get one winner and one loser. And when you go out there and you do your thing, you do your job, you fight a good fight, it's just a good fight. That's the way I'm seeing it out in my career when you're asking me, how do I move forward from here? After this one, it's pretty tough, man. It's going to be very hard, man. I got to get a rematch with Tim, appeal that, or get a rematch with Tim, or let him and the guy fight for the title, and I'm the next one for the title. Something has to happen like that, but it has to make sense because right now, they kind of dicked me over, man. They kind of fucked me over, man. I feel like I was really fucked over and mistreated on this one, man, because, like, I was already working my way back up with the Wilson, and then I would have beat him, and I would have probably had to beat the belt, or even right after beating him on a 8-9 fight one streak he was on. I was good. I was back in what do you call it? The green light. I was back in the green light.
Yeah.
But, they kind of like trying, they stall me out, bro. They like do some like hater type stuff, not, some. It's just hard, man. It's definitely harder on me, man. I got to figure this out, man, because man, they messed up the resume even worse than it already is. It's been messed up from around the world, man. I can post like 7 fights, bro, that people will be like, bro, you didn't lose those fights. That's how much
we talked about it last time in our last interview.
I got fights where I could post where like we didn't lose these fights. So, like, man, I've been fighting people coming into their hometown, bringing my balls, putting it on the line, and just not getting the fair nod. That's all my career has been, just not getting the fair nod. Like, and I'm supposed to be okay with it. And they're like, oh, you're a crybaby. Nah, bro, I'm tired of being mistreated. I'm tired of getting played. Like, bro, I'm beating these guys up. Like, what kind of guy has this much losses and still fighting so well and still doing so good? Like, usually they give up, they retire, they're done already, but not me, because these guys are not really doing nothing to me. They're not winning these fights. They're getting like half nods, and that's just how my career has been, man. Just like this fight last night, like 30-27. These guys are ridiculous for that,
Yeah, I mean,
those guys
they got to give you a break sometimes, man. I know what you've been through. I know even like your UFC debut, you won that, and then the W gets pulled from like fucking smoking weed or some bullshit.
Yeah, and then Rob, and then
you've been through a lot, man.
And then Robert's running his mouth like, "Oh, you got one win in the UFC. You clearly
don't want to give me that." It's like, no, that's not true.
Yeah, you clearly don't want to give me that Tamir win. He was just, trying to talk. He was trying to egg himself on. But I told him I was gonna be there. I told him I was gonna be here. I told him from the start I was gonna show up. I was gonna come there. You could talk all you want. I'm gonna be there. And I was here. I took it to him, and I beat him, and they blessed in him, and it's sad. It's really sad. It is.
At the end of the day, I think, especially knowing now that you guys were even arguing more backstage, I mean, you guys should just run it back. You're a UFC vet. You're a big name for him to fight anytime. If he wasn't that clear and there's some controversy, he should be happy to run it back with a UFC vet too.
Yeah, February 24th, they're right back here. We should be running it back right away, February 24th. If we're going to run it back right away.
Yeah.
If we're going to run it back right away, February 24th, I'm right here. Let's do that. If not, he's scared. I don't think he's going to run it back with me February 24th. He ain't got enough time. Nah. I know what he would try and do February 24th. He'll try and like get some wrestling going and think he could take me down. But I'm already a step ahead of him, bro. I'll be ready for him even more. The first half of this camp, I was sick too, man. I went into my little trench. I had stopped posting a little bit. I think it was after I made a video with Tim, calling him out one time because I felt really good in training one day. And then I called him out. I said something to him. And I was like, I gave him a fire back. And then the next day I was sick, man. And I was sick for like 4 weeks for this fight. Like, I was sick. It was like, I don't know, it was a new COVID or whatever's going around right now. But I had it, and I didn't post nothing. I lay low. I train like I can. I still got my little runs in at the field away from the boys. Then I went back to the gym a couple weeks out, and I started working. And I started feeling good again. Then my confidence got high again and got hired. And I'm like, oh, I got this guy. So, believe it or not, for half of this camp, I was sick. I was man down, and I just worked through it.
Yeah. And I just was pointing out before that there's a lot of promotion for a rematch with you guys. I'm sure they got a lot of footage of like you guys going back and forth arguing. So just a message to Cage Warriors, that's you guys can run that back. It's a good promotion.
They need to set up that rematch. They need to set up that rematch, man, because he did not win that fight. Everybody knows he didn't win that fight. Like, I know everybody knows, man. I talked to them. I read all the comments. I read of stuff. Everyone who's saying he won that fight is just his friends. You know, that's the only people that's gonna say he won that fight. Everybody deep down inside that watch fighting and knows fighting, they're like, oh, he got blessed. And his friends are not gonna tell him because they're not real. But if I lost, my team will be like, you got blessed tonight. Like, if I got the nod like that, like, we'll take the win. Just like, oh, we'll celebrate it. We'll be like, oh, we won. But when we get in this room as a team, we'll be like, Trev, you got blessed tonight, bro. That guy did good. Because we give credit like that. We know the game like that. We respect the game like that. Like, those guys are acting like he really won that fight, bro. Come on, dude. Like,
what does your brother think? And even like Drew and your BJJ coach?
They're all right here. They all thought I won. I posted a video just earlier when they're all saying you won. When they said 30-27, they're like 30-27. They're all like, yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
Same like what you said. The second round was clearly me.
So
when we heard 30-27, we're like, woo, that's automatic towards us because he had no clear round like that. So yeah, man, they're just, man, that California Athletic Commission or whoever those judges were wild, bro.
Yeah, I guess, or if Roberto is gonna fight for the title, then you get the winner of that. Even if he wins it, that'd be even better to run it back.
Roberto don't deserve no title, though. He don't deserve no title off that, bro. Like, that was his first fight in a weight class, and he's gonna, you won in the 45.
True.
Fight the 45 champ. That was your first fight in my weight class, and you didn't beat me, bro. You didn't even come close. Like, I'm telling you, you didn't come close. Like, if we were to come next to each other today and we check the damage, bro, I know he's not walking. I know his legs messed up. You know, I know he's hurting. I banged up his face a little bit. He had a cut eye. Both of his cheeks were fat, and both of his nose were dripping, bro. Look at me. I had nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On top of all the body kicks and leg kicks I landed, on top of that face damage. Like, are we judging? What are we judging in these fights? It's a fight. It's supposed to be judged by damage. The damage was, like, easy to see that I had way more damage. Even, like I said, even when he had the back at the end of the third, I still had more damage than him. Like, those cracks were solid coming from the back. And
yeah, which also, you know, you gotta factor that in. If the guy isn't like actively attempting submissions, then that ground and pound counts, you know, from your end.
Yeah, it does. Those are points. Those are hits. And they weren't regular hits. Those were solid hits. I was sticking them. So I thought for sure, man, you saw the language when the fight ended, who felt like they won or who was what. You saw his body and shoulders all shriveled forward and all that, man. I know I won that fight. Like, he knows. Like, that boy don't want to fight me no more.
Yeah.
I'm going to be way more crazy the next one, too. You know, like, I know what he got. I know he doesn't hit hard. I know he can't keep up with the speed, all that. Yeah, I don't. The next one, I'll take him out clean.
Yeah. I mean, I can see them running it back. I could see promotion for it and everything, man. I could totally see it.
I could see the promotion trying to set it up, but I just don't see him taking that fight because I think I scored him up there. I really do. Like, and going into that fight the second time, I'll be way more of a beast. You know, I have to respect him a little because he did have the 8-5 win streak. He did have attributes, and he did have things that I need to look out for. But when I got in there and I settled in, and we get that second fight going, and we'll be going into the fourth round, that's all out the window now. I know exactly what you're about, you know, and I will stick him all the way through. And in the next one, I will hunt him down, and he will get no takedown to anything, you know. So I'm just very confident going into the second fight. I'm extra confident that I'll win that fight easily. I'll finish him for sure.